Hi guys, and welcome back to another painting tutorial where today I'll take you through how I paint a phoenix. So using my YRIEL Stormcaller, I decided to just do this on the bird for the miniature. Now I won't be using an airbrush at all, so as you can see I'm just applying down some MEPHISTON red. So just apply 2 coats of this. I'm just using just a cheap nylon brush to base coat this down, and I've already got some MEPHISTON red down on my wet palette. And next up, I'm just going to use some Immaculate white ink by AK Interactive. As you can see, I've already applied some on the bird. I just wanted to test out a little bit and see how it was looking. Now I haven't diluted this at all. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could, add a little bit of water or some medium. However, I find with the white inks, they do run into the recesses really well. As you can see there, just as an example though, if you do over apply it, just quickly remove any excess paint off your brush on some paper towel, and then just essentially go back and lift some of the ink, as you don't really want it to pull too much in the recesses over the miniature. But once again, I'm just using just one of my cheap nylon brushes. I tend to use these quite often for base coating and shading, or even using inks like now, for example. Another thing to mention as well, as you can see, where all of the metallic parts are going to be, I've already filled in those areas with some black. So just really take your time with this step and just try to make sure that you don't overlap too much of the MEPHISTON red. As I suppose the overall appearance of a phoenix is to have really vibrant sort of recesses, and then on the outer span of the wings, for example, it does get a little bit darker. There are of course a lot of variations of the style of the phoenix. But yeah, this is just the style that I wanted to go with for this particular one. So now moving on to some TROLLSLAYER orange, and as you can see it is fairly watered down. I wanted this to effectively be running as though it's a shade. But yeah, try not to water it down too much, but certainly don't want this too thick, as we're going to be layering this up a couple of times. So initially, just with the first coat, I'm just going to be focusing on painting this directly over all of the white ink. And now, after having given that quite a bit of time to dry, or just a reasonable amount of time to dry, I should say, I'm now going to apply a second coat of the TROLLSLAYER orange. As you can see, some of the white ink is still somewhat visible, so we really want to make sure that we remove all of that, hence why we're doing a second coat. But this time, as you can see, I'm allowing the TROLLSLAYER orange to overlap onto the MEPHISTON red as well. This is overall to just sort of help blend all of the colours together. And just to mention as well, if you really wanted to apply this a little bit faster, you could very well use a larger brush. However, I was pretty happy to just take my time with this and just gradually work up those highlights. And as you can see on the body, I'm just really taking my time there and just gradually glazing up the TROLLSLAYER orange. Again, just really trying to help blend all of the orange and red together. So next up, just to help make all of those details a little bit more vibrant, I decided to use some Fire Dragon Bright. And I've also switched to my detail brush. For those that are new to my channel, welcome, and to those that are regulars, you'll know what brush I'm using. However, if you are new, it's my favorite detail brush at the moment, which is the RAPHAEL 8404 size 30 brush. And as you can see here, just using some of the Fire Dragon Bright, which is once again similar to the TROLLSLAYER orange, fairly watered down. I'm just doing a little bit of stippling, just to give the overall effect, I suppose not only of sort of fine hairs, but embers that you would sort of traditionally see on the Phoenix. And just to help make all of the recesses around all of the hairs where we did the all of the white ink, I'm just now applying the Fire Dragon Bright there as well. So this step will be a little bit more time consuming. As you can see on the back side of the right wing, I've already applied the Fire Dragon Bright. I really just wanted to test little parts of the miniature just to make sure I was really happy with how it was looking before going ahead and filming the rest of the tutorial. But as you can see, with a detailed brush like this, it's going to be really easy to get into those recesses of the wings. And overall, I was actually really happy with how it looked after just the one layer of the Fire Dragon Bright. However, if you want to bring it out even more, you can apply a second coat. So next up, just to sort of tone everything down a little bit, at least on the outer parts of the wings, and also just to help draw that much more attention to all of the really vibrant oranges that we've been working on. I'm now just going to dry brush some corn red. As you can see, I've removed most of it off some paper towel. And again, this is really just a cheap makeup brush. I sort of did make the switch to... So for a lot of brushes, for me personally, I find that, for example, a makeup brush that's $4 works just as well as a dry brush that's effectively designed for miniature painting that costs $16 Australian. So yeah, I really do recommend checking out some of the different brands of makeup brushes. I mean, obviously not all of them are going to be as effective. But the ones that I use, they're a brand called ELF, so it's ELF with a full stop between each letter. I know that they're 100% available in Australia. As to other parts of the world, I'm almost certain that you'd be able to find some affordable but fairly quality makeup brushes that would work just as well. So yeah, definitely something worth looking into. If you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, because obviously we all know, any hobbyist knows, particularly with Warhammer, I mean, it's one thing to, pay quite a bit for the miniatures, and, it's obviously a hobby that's 100% worth doing, especially if it's something that you really love. But truthfully, it does start to add up quite a bit. So whenever you can, I suppose cut corners isn't really the right word, or term for it, I should say. But whenever you can find more affordable options that are just as effective, they're definitely worth looking at. But as you can see, I'm just gradually working upward with the dry brush of the corn red and just ensuring that I wasn't overlapping any of the previous oranges that we'd done. And now just using some YRIEL yellow, I'm now just going to do some final touches just to bring out a little bit more of the vibrancy around some of the oranges. So just around the mouth area. And just around the eye as well. And also just around some of the hairs as well. And also just going to add some more of those ember effects that we did with the Fire Dragon Bright earlier as well. Now, yellow can be quite tricky to work with, so just ensure that you do smooth it out enough so that it's applying really well, but not too runny at the same time. Now I won't be doing this step over the entirety of all of the wingspan, however just over some of the wings just at the top of the miniature. I decided just to do some edge highlighting. As you can see, I'm just working the brush on an angle and just really gradually building up those edge highlights. And as a final touch, I'm just going to use some ABADDON black, however any black acrylic will do just fine, and make sure that it's fairly watered down as well. And just using the same brush, I'm just going to pick out the eye itself, and then all of the claws on the feet, and also just the beak as well. But again, it's really important that you have this fairly watered down, as you want to just gradually blend it away. So that you still have some of the vibrancy surrounding the beak area, and of course the feet, just so that the difference isn't too great, the jump between the black and all of the vibrant colors that we've just done. And with that, the Phoenix is now complete. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today, guys, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I filmed about 4 tutorials on this miniature, so the rest will be coming very, very soon. If you're in Australia or the UK and would like to support the channel, the links are in the description below. If you're intending on buying any of your hobby needs, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does support the channel if you use those links. So again, thank you very much, and I will see you again in the next one.